Hey guys, it's Anthony here from the Xbox Boomer channel, and I want to tell you a story today, a real quick one. And this happened probably about a year and a half ago, something like that, maybe a little more, maybe like 2 years ago. And I basically had a run in with a mail thief that's in my area, and this scumbag little scoundrel is running around to this day. He has not been caught. And I'm sure he probably weighs a hefty 65 pounds. He probably hasn't showered in about 3 months. And I would guess his clothes are either tattered or torn. I'm not sure, but we're going to try to discover as we go what this individual may be like so we can warn others about him. But yeah, here's a stack of games, and they're all relevant to this little story. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of tell you about it. So I wanted to, back when the 360 surge happened, I was really getting into buying all the games from my childhood, and I was saving up that money. I was working overtime. I was trying to get that money, the American green dollar to pay for everything. So I was working real hard, working my balls off. And, I started ordering every week or every 2 weeks like clockwork. I was ordering 360 games as the prices were going whoop. And, the first game I ordered was Devil May Cry, and this is a like a remake of the franchise. They basically rebooted the franchise for the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and I want to say it was roughly like $9 when I ordered it. And I ordered it, and I'm excited to play Devil May Cry. I never played the remake or the remaster. And, I opened my app, whatever it was, eBay or Amazon, and it says, oh, your package has been delivered. And so, I go out to my mailbox excited, like on the dot, I run out there and check for it and nothing. So I'm like, well, this has happened before because, we don't necessarily live like right next to the post office. And I'm like, well, I'll give it like a week. So I let that one sit. And I ordered Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Now, this is not the gold edition. This is actually the 2-pack with Forza 2. And I ordered just the Ultimate Alliance disc, I believe. Like they make a version of this that's only Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and there's no double pack, I believe. But I ordered that online, and while I was waiting for Devil May Cry, that hadn't showed up even though it was marked delivered, Marvel Ultimate Alliance was also marked delivered, and then I went to get it out of the box, and it wasn't there. So I asked my post office, I'm like, hey, I bought these 2 games, and here's the tracking and everything. Where's my games, And they basically told me, tough titty said the kitty, buy them again. And so I did. That's where these 2 came from. I bought my games again, and it turned out someone had stolen them, and I couldn't do anything with the insurance. I contacted the sellers. They didn't really care because they were so cheap. So that basically was 2 games stolen at 2 different days. So I was like, okay, I've got something weird going on. This is 2 games in the matter of like a week, and they're stolen. And I had a couple more bids going on online. So here's a couple games that I bidded on, and I won them or I purchased them. So I have 2 copies of Mafia 2. Okay, that's the Game of the Year edition with the DLCs. It's kind of getting up there in price a little bit. I bought Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year edition, which is also not a very cheap game. Okay, I got 2 copies. And then I'm going to save the last one. But I bought Mafia 2 and Red Dead Redemption. They're both probably, I'd say, between $15 and $25, depending on condition and what you get in them. And, yeah, they didn't, they were marked delivered and stolen out of my mailbox. And I went, again to the post office. I'm like, yo, homie, I got a mail theft or something because, these are insured packages. I've now gotten 4 games stolen from me. Ultimate Alliance, Devil May Cry, Mafia 2, and Red Dead Redemption. Like, what is going on? And they told me, same thing. They were like, tough nut, Buttercup. You ain't getting your games. We don't know where they're at. We put them in the mailbox. So I didn't know. I still to this day, I kind of think that the mail carrier is the one stealing them. Because, they package these where sometimes you can see that they're from eBay, like they use that eBay tape on them, which is like, just asking for trouble. And then sometimes you can feel that they're a DVD, so people just rip them open and steal your games. But yeah, that's why I have 2 copies, is because I ordered those games again because I wanted them really badly and the prices were going up. And so I ordered a second Mafia 2 and a second Red Dead Redemption, and I had to eat the price, right? So I was still, a little salty about all of those games, because that's 4 games stolen at this point, right? And that's in the span of like a week and a half or whatever. And this guy kept hitting my damn mailbox like over and over again. He was checking the damn trap line, He was just making his rounds. And finally, I had done, I think, all the bids around the same time. And of course, your bids end at different times. And I bidded on an expensive game. And that expensive game, this was like roughly like $45 or $50 at the time. It was Fear Files complete in box for the Xbox 360. Okay. And, I live in a pretty remote area, so you can't find a lot of these games locally. Like, I would be shocked to my core if I found any of these games like local, because there's just nowhere to buy them. And sure enough, I bought that 5th game, Fear Files, and that little brony stole this out of my mailbox. And I got pissed. I was like, what the heck is going on? I was really pissed off at this point, because in like a week and a half, old boy, frickin' look at all these games he got. Look at old boy, It's like some bullshit, man. And so what I did, I went to the pawn shops in my area. And I was like, all right, maybe this guy, it's probably a drug money thing. It's probably like some guy strung out trying to like, oh man, because there's a lot of drug issues in our area, as there is like a large part of the United States, And sure enough, I hit all the pawn shops that next weekend after, going and losing my games. And keep in mind, we don't find any of these games locally. Like I said, you got to buy them online. And I went to the first pawn shop, right? I didn't find Ultimate Alliance. I found Devil May Cry for $5. I ordered the Walmart art book version, and I ordered one without the manual. Actually, I don't think there is a manual in Devil May Cry. I think it was just the art book. And they had a version with the art book sticker and without the art book in it. So this, as far as I'm concerned, was my original copy, right? So I found one game that was stolen. And at the same pawn shop, I found the Platinum Hits Game of the Year edition of Mafia 2 with both discs and the manual. So the same game I freaking ordered, I found it at the pawn shop. Old boy took it there and was getting some donut money. And then I found, of course, lastly, I found Red Dead Redemption, right? And so I bought all these back, even though I already lost my money on them. I bought them for $5 a piece just to get my game back from the crackhead. And then I'm thinking about Fear Files, because I'm like really upset. Because this is no small cheese. This is a $50, $45 game, right? At the time. And I go down the street, go to the next pawn shop, and sure enough, I pulled up the eBay pictures, and it was identical. You could see the same condition. It was identical. And for $5, I bought back my copy of Fear Files. And yeah, so that's how I got heisted one time about 2 years ago by old boy going through the damn mailboxes and trying to get some drug money or some donut money or whatever, trying to do whatever he's going to do. And don't be stealing people's mail. Like, what the hell, man? It's 2 years ago or whatever, and it was only like $5 here, $5 there, or like $15 here, $15 there. But it's just the point. It's the point of like digging around in someone's freaking mailbox with your grimy little fingers, with your dirty little fingernails, and, taking their games. It's just, I would rather you be like, hey man, can you buy me this game? Maybe I'll just give the damn game to you if you're that hard up, But I don't know. It made me pretty butthurt that I actually found my games and old homie is still out there ransacking, pillaging mailboxes. Because we've actually seen our neighbors' mail like thrown on the side of the road like a piece of trash and stuff. You know, their bubble mailers and their packages. So it's a big thing, you know, where I'm from, sadly. But yeah, that's why some of these games I happen to have doubles. And that's the story of when for like 2 weeks, like I said, I got heisted from some dude and he made off with some 360 games, you know. That was his big score, his diamond thief, his diamond heist. There you go. All right, that's it. Have a great day.